Thanks, Dave. And Arlene, all I can say is amen. Thanks for the opportunity to be here today, and I bring with me the gratitude of President Obama, Secretary LaHood, and all of our colleagues at the Department of Transportation for your unwavering focus on creating jobs and protecting our environment at the same time. For far too long, we've let the cynics and naysayers tell us that we have to choose either economic growth or environmental stewardship, that we can't pursue and accomplish both simultaneously. Well, we're here today because we've rejected that false choice, because we know that to win the future, America's businesses have to be more innovative, they have to be greener, they have to be more environmentally sustainable with their products and with their counterparts around the world. We know that to win the future, America's infrastructure has to move greater numbers of people and products while leaving a smaller environmental footprint. Nowhere is that possibility for progress greater than in the transportation sector, which accounts for 2/3 of the United States oil use and contributes 1/3 of the nation's greenhouse gas emissions. That means we in transportation have the obligation and the opportunity to take action, to change both the types and the amounts of energy that America's transportation systems use, while at the same time creating good-paying, family-supporting jobs. Just yesterday, Vice President Biden and Secretary LaHood traveled to Philadelphia's historic 30th Street Station and talked about the next step in President Obama's plan to continue construction of a national high-speed rail network. It's okay, you can applaud. Needless to say, we were pretty excited about it too. As the President said during his State of the Union address, our goal is to give 80% of Americans access to high-speed rail within the next quarter century. This is what we do as Americans. We set down targets and we meet them. This isn't a new initiative. The train has already left the station. America's high-speed rail program is one of the biggest green job efforts we've got going. According to Environment America, the high-speed rail uses 1/3 less energy per mile than a car or airplane travel. A nationwide system of high-speed rail could reduce our oil use by 125 million barrels a year. And Americans of every party and every region are calling for more investment, not less. Interest in the program has come from both the public and private sectors. Last fall, Secretary LaHood got together 30 foreign and domestic rail companies that committed to expanding their base operations in the United States if they're selected for high-speed rail contracts. So we're bringing American jobs at the same time. This administration's 100% Buy America requirement for high-speed rail is sure to generate a powerful ripple effect as manufacturers buy supplies and as workers earn and spend their paychecks throughout America. All of this translates into green jobs here at home. It ensures that transportation projects are built with American-made products. It ensures that money flows through the supply chain. And it ensures that we capture the entire value chain right here in America. This has been an essential part of our program because it encourages manufacturers to reopen shuttered American plants, to rehire skilled American workers. And of course, high-speed rail is only one of the irons we have in the fire in transportation. Let's consider a few of the other undertakings. In partnership with EPA, state governments, industry, and environmental groups, we raised the fuel economy standards for passenger cars and light trucks to 35.5 miles per gallon by 2016. And President Obama has pledged that America will put 1 million electric vehicles on the road by 2015. This is a win-win for the economy because Americans want cleaner, more efficient cars. It's fueling an economic resurgence in the auto industry. We're promoting livable communities and making it easier and more affordable for people to live closer to where they work. We're also making historic investments in transit, sidewalks, and bike paths so that people don't need to use a car if they don't want to. In aviation, we're accelerating the transition from a radar-based aviation system of the 20th century to a satellite-based aviation system of the 21st century. which, by the way, will dramatically increase aircraft fuel efficiency. We're working with freight carriers to shift goods and products from less fuel-efficient systems to more fuel-efficient systems, from air to trucks, or from trucks to rail, from rail to maritime. This is essential to achieving President Obama's goal of doubling America's exports between 2009 and 2014, a major job creator. We're supporting development of renewable and alternative energy supplies for transportation systems of every variety, from cars and buses on the road to planes in the sky. We're also working in less traditional ways. For instance, assisting the Department of Interior and other agencies in identifying offshore sites for wind energy development as part of President Obama's commitment to generate 80% of the nation's electricity from clean energy sources by 2035. Each of these efforts is creating jobs right now, and we're serious about American jobs. You know, people ask us all the time, what's a green job? What does it look like? Well, let me tell you. A few days ago, Secretary LaHood had the opportunity to visit a company called Porcari, which is located in Greenville, South Carolina. They manufacture buses powered solely by clean domestic fuels. President Obama says that for America to compete and win in the 21st century, our small businesses have to out-innovate, out-educate, and outbuild their competition. Well, Porcari is doing all three. They're researching and developing innovative transit technology that'll reduce fuel costs, oil dependence, and air pollution. They're investing in a new plant at Clemson University where they'll collaborate with some of the brightest minds on campus and train the next generation of transportation engineers and scientists. And they're building the world's first all-electric fast-charge buses while creating quality jobs. Today, Porcari has 120 people on the payroll. By the end of this year, that number will increase to more than 350. Just one of Porcari's jobs went to Julie Shepard, a single mom with a 14-year-old daughter named Autumn. They told this most extraordinary story. A few years ago, Julie was working as a temp at the local BMW plant. When the economy slumped, she was laid off twice. And only when her financial struggles became truly devastating did she find a job with Porcari. Then her fortune started to turn. The company sent Julie to Colorado for training. They hired her in a full-time job. Today, only a few years later, she leads a team of 15 on Porcari's bus assembly line. She recently bought her first house, and she's saving for Autumn's college tuition. That's what it's all about. We should have no illusions about the toughness of America's challenges ahead. Our economy lost 8 million jobs during the Great Recession. For decades now, we've blindly refused to invest in the kind of cars, buses, transit, and rail systems that could spur a new generation of environmentally sustainable prosperity. We have a big hole to climb out of. It's not easy to break old habits. But stories like Julie's remind us what's still possible in America. They remind us that our problems aren't Democratic or Republican, they're American. They remind us that we shouldn't pursue only Democratic or Republican solutions to these problems. We should pursue good ideas that can bring people together across the aisle. And stories like Julie's reaffirm an idea that's as old as the nation itself. We dream big and build big, not just in spite of hardship, but as the way of overcoming it. So thank you very much for all your hard work, for highlighting the successful initiatives, for advocating for change, for holding our feet to the fire. Secretary LaHood and I look forward to rolling up our sleeves alongside you as we rebuild America, as we leave a greener, stronger, more competitive economy for our children and our grandchildren. Thank you.